Well, I don't suppose you could offer any more help.
Now that you mention it, I do have one more thing to offer.
The stew is bubbling, Mother dear. Shall we have 2 guests for the eve, or none?
The Grey Wardens are leaving shortly, girl. And you will be joining them.
Such a shame. What?
You heard me, girl. The last time I looked, you had ears.
Well, I think that's an excellent idea.
Have I no say in this?
You have been itching to get out of the wilds for years. Here is your chance. As for you, Wardens, consider this repayment for your lives.
Well, if she doesn't want to come, of course, she can stay here. I mean, Mira doesn't want herself. She doesn't want to conscript Morrigan or something and do what Duncan has done to her, so... We are going to take her with us. I mean, Mira can't wait to have her with them.
Not to look a gift horse in the mouth, but won't this add to our problems? Out of the wilds, she's an apostate.
If you do not wish help from us illegal mages, young man, perhaps I should have left you on that tower.
Point taken.
Mother, this is not how I wanted this. I'm not even ready.
You must be ready. Alone, these two must unite Farelden against the Darkspawn. They need you, Morrigan. Without you, they will surely fail, and all will perish under the Blight. Even I
understand.
And you, Wardens, do you understand? I give you that which I value above all in this world. I do this because you must succeed.
So the stakes are changing here a little bit, and even though Mira is not really convinced about the Grey Warden thing, she's almost taking more seriously what Flemeth is saying to her, and it's kind of weird what's happening here. She's kind of accepting this because she feels motivated by these 2 women. Well, I think I understand very well.
Allow me to get my things, if you please. I am at your disposal, Grey Wardens. I suggest a village north of the wilds as our first destination. It is not far, and you will find much you need there. Or, if you prefer, I shall simply be your silent guide. The choice is yours.
Well, actually I have some questions.
I may have answers. Ask.
Have you ever been outside of the wilds?
From time to time. I have been to the village I mentioned, watched its people, and pondered what curious beings they are. On occasion, I purchased goods from the village merchants. There I spoke with men a little. There they stared and knew me as an outsider. Mother wishes for me to expand the horizon of my experience beyond the wilds. Even she was not born here.
Is that what you really want?
What I want is to see mountains. I wish to witness the ocean and step into its waters. I want to experience a city rather than see it in my mind. So, yes, this is what I want. Actually, leaving is harder than I thought, however. Perhaps Mother is right. It must simply be done quickly.
Well, tell me about this village to the north.
It is a small place of little consequence called Lothering. No more than a stop along your Imperial Highway where travelers purchase goods from local farms and smiths. I would go more often were it not for the town's chantry. It makes the village particularly intolerant and unpleasant for a stranger such as me.
A chantry? And they never in all this time thought that maybe you were a witch.
Of course they have. They even called out their Templars once. They found nothing.
Well, is there any reason to go to Lothering then?
I mention it for its tavern, where travellers gather with news from other places. 'Tis small enough that our appearance might go unnoticed. Beyond that, 'tis close, and I know the way.
How are we going to get past the Darkspawn?
The real question is how we are going to get your friend past the Darkspawn, is it not?
That's true. We can sense the Darkspawn. Conversely, they can sense us.
Oh God. Well, I don't sense any Darkspawn.
You won't right away. No. It takes time. We should be able to sneak past smaller groups, but larger ones, or particularly intelligent Darkspawn, will always detect us.
Mother has given me something else for them to smell instead as we pass by. 'Tis important we head out of the wilds, however, not farther in.
All right. Are the Darkspawn camped farther in the forest?
They come from underground, like an eruption. They broke through deep within the forest, and that is where they will be most concentrated.
Okay, so they must have opened a hole right there, like they did in the tower. Well, what skills do you have exactly?
I know a few spells, though I am nowhere near as powerful as Mother. I have also studied history and your Grey Warden treatise.
Can you cook?
I can cook, yes.
Isn't it weird that she's kind of prepared for this? Well, you can cook. But, never mind, Amy, you don't have to cook.
You missed your chance. Now it's charred rabbit from here on out.
Are you really Flemeth's daughter?
'Twas she who raised me, and thus I consider her my mother, born from her womb or not. 'Tis what you meant, yes?
Kind of. Well, honestly, I'm just wondering her age.
She would no more tell me than you, I assure you.
All right.
Farewell, Mother. Do not forget the stew on the fire. I would hate to return to a burned-down hut.
Bah! 'Tis far more likely you will return to see this entire area, along with my hut, swallowed up by the blight.
All I meant was...
Yes, I know. Do try to have fun, dear.
To try to have fun. So we have Morrigan here with us. Good. And I have to remember to talk with Alistair right now. Right now, I mean. So... I don't know. Give her a little bit of that. Alright, I'm going with this. So I'm going to give her herbalism, because it makes sense. And I think I'm going to give her poisons too. And that, because that is important. And then she's gonna have ice and lightning, as I said. But for the time being, Death Cloud, Curse of Mortality, Horror, and such things. So I have these, so she could go with this. This one is good too. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, should I give her the basic mage tree? Yes. Just to be sure. Mira's gonna have all of this as well eventually. Alright then. Let's see what I can do with her Morrigan. Sporter, Damager. Yeah, I'm gonna have give her the basic whatever basic behavior the tactics give me. And then later on in the game, when I will have all my companion, I will just do it a little bit better, try and customize every little thing of these, every little one of these slots and properly. But I have a good mod right now that has nice presets for the tactics and everything. It's quite good. Alright. There we go to the adventure. But first, let's talk to Alistair. Because we haven't really talked with him.
What do you need?
She's not looking at us because she's in the middle of the conversation. She's pretending she's not listening. Well, I'd like to ask you something. Stop staring.
Ask away.
Well. So you said that this Arlimon raised you?
Oh, did I say that? I meant that dogs raised me. Giant slobbering dogs from the Anderfells. A whole pack of them, in fact.
Did he say that he raised him? I don't think. That would explain the smell. Well, honestly, I thought you were raised by the Chantry.
Oh, there you go, listening to me again. You'd think you'd have gotten past that already. I ended up in the Chantry, sure, but I didn't start there. Let's see, how do I explain this? I'm a bastard. And before you make any smart comments, I mean the fatherless kind. My mother was a serving girl in Redcliffe Castle who died when I was very young. Arlimon wasn't my father, but he took me in anyhow and put a roof over my head.
All right.
He was good to me, and he didn't have to be. I respect the man, and I don't blame him anymore for sending me off to the Chantry once I was old enough.
So he wasn't your father, so you know who he is?
I know who I was told was my father. He died even before my mother did, anyhow. It isn't important. Arlimon eventually married a young woman from Orlais, which caused all sorts of problems between him and the king because it was so soon after the war. But he loved her. Anyhow, the new Arlessa resented the rumors which pegged me as his bastard. They weren't true, but of course they existed. The Arl didn't care, but she did. So off I was packed to the nearest monastery at age 10, just as well. The Arlessa made sure the castle wasn't a home to me by that point. She despised me.
Yeah, but indeed, wasn't it inappropriate for the Arl to raise an orphan?
Probably. It was just a kindness he did to a woman who had served him anyway. I didn't sleep on silk sheets in the keep or anything. I remember I had an amulet with Andraste's holy symbol on it. The only thing I had of my mother's. I was so furious at being sent away, I tore it off and threw it at the wall and it shattered. Stupid, stupid thing to do. The Arl came by the monastery a few times to see how I was, but I was stubborn. I hated it there, and blamed him for everything. And eventually, he just stopped coming.
Well, I can understand you. And, well, are you sure then that he's going to help us?
All I know is that the Arl is a good man, and well loved by the people. He also was King Kaelin's uncle, so he has a personal motivation to see Loghain pay for what he did. Anyway, that's really all there is to the story.
Alright.
What do you need?
Do you want to talk about Duncan?
You don't have to do that. I know you didn't know him as long as I did.
Exactly, I didn't care either. Well... This is actually good, I don't want you falling apart again.
Don't worry. So long as we're looking at taking down that bastard Loghain, I won't be losing any sleep at night. And thanks for the warm concern. For a moment there, I thought you might actually have cared.
Well, I do not. Oh. Do you want to talk, Flemeth? I forgot about you.
Have you not left yet? I hope you are not hanging about for some stew.
Well, honestly, we could have it, you know. Well, talk to me.
Questions, questions. One would think a Grey Warden would be more interested in action.
I'm not a Grey Warden, nor I want to be one. Talk to me about your magic.
Looking for new spells. Secrets you think old Flemeth has cooked up over the years.
Yes.
Well, they're of no use to you without years of practicing my ways. I am not like your circle with its books, you see. Not that I would mind a replacement daughter to order around.
Believe me, you do not want that.
How long have you lived here?
Since before I was wrinkled and old. Ah, you may think it strange, but I was once young and beautiful, just as Morrigan is now. Yes, men desired Flemeth then, and some even killed for her.
Why is it strange that a woman that is now old could have been beautiful when young? I don't get it. It's not strange. Well, you don't seem happy about that.
I am not, nor was I then. It dictated all that followed. But enough. You have your task to complete.
I get that. I get that. Mira gets you, Flemeth. What will you do once we're gone?
Have a moment's peace for once.
I hear the peace of the grave is eternal.
This is the thanks I get for feeding you and putting up with you for this long. Bah! May your child one day treat you the same.
Feed me, she says. Without me, I swear, she shall be caked in dirt and eating tree bark inside of a month.
Then you're leaving her here? Do you have any advice?
About the Darkspawn?
Well, I suppose that's about it, yes.
Only that they are more cunning than they appear. More important by far is the Archdemon. It is the core of this taint, and while it lives, so does the Blight. This Tairn Loghain is different. You must deal with the repercussions of his deeds before you can face the Archdemon, unless it finds you first.
Well, we haven't seen any Archdemon yet. Well, thanks.
Then we are done. Now, if you will excuse me, I have some dinner to eat.
Let's go, guys. Come on. This is so weird, hot. Alright. Keep going.
Going.
So we're here in the wilds, and we have to go to Lothering.
And I expect each of you to supply these men. We must rebuild what was lost at Ostagar, and quickly. There are those who would take advantage of our weakened state if we let them. We must defeat this Darkspawn incursion, but we must do so sensibly and without hesitation.
Your lordship, if I might speak. You have declared yourself Queen Honora's regent, and claim we must unite under your banner for our own good. But what of the army lost at Ostagar? Your withdrawal was most fortuitous.
Everything I have done has been to secure Farelden's independence. I have not shirked my duty to the throne, and neither will any of you!
The Banon will not bow to you simply because you demand it.
Understand this. I will brook no threat to this nation from you or anyone.
Bantegan, please!
Your Majesty, your father risks civil war. If Eamon were here...
Bantegan, my father is doing what is best.
Did he also do what was best for your husband, Your Majesty?
I bring word, sire. There are demands from the Banon that you step down from the Regency. They are said to be gathering their forces, as are your allies. It appears it will be civil war after all, despite the Darkspawn. Pity. I also have an interesting report. There seem to be Grey Wardens who survived Ostagar. How, I don't know. But they will act against you. I have arranged for a solution, with your leave.
The Antivan Crows send their regards.
An assassin?
Against Grey Wardens, we will need the very best, sire.
And the most expensive.
Just get it done.
Wake up, gentlemen. More travelers to attend to. Led by an elf, of all things.
They don't look much like them others, you know. Maybe we should just let these ones pass.
Nonsense. Greetings, travelers.
Highwaymen, preying on those fleeing the Darkspawn, I suppose.
They are fools to get in our way. I say, teach them a lesson.
Now, is that any way to greet someone? A simple 10 silvers, and you're free to move on.
Well, you should listen to your friend there. We're not refugees.
What did I tell you? No wagons, and this one looks armed.
The toll applies to everyone, Heinrich. That's why it's a toll, and not, say, a refugee tax.
Oh, right. Even if you're no refugee, you still gotta pay.
Well, forget it. I'm not paying.
Well, I can't say I'm pleased to hear that. We have rules, you know.
Right. We get to ransack your corpse, then. Those are the rules.
Who gave the rules? Well, you can certainly try.
Well, this is going nowhere. Let's finish this, gents.
Warden, be careful. keep your distance. Where is this guy going? We should fight him. Ah, I forgot to give you any ranged, any close combat defense. Like Mind Blast or something. But you could freeze this guy, couldn't you? Yes. I need to make her tactics a little bit better. All of their tactics, really. There we go. All of their tactics needed to be refined. Don't hit me. Let's see. Let's try use this one.
All right.
Nothing
We
like a
surrender.
brush with death to make
We're
you
just trying to get by
not like
before the
deathmatch.
darkspawn get us all.
What was happening back there? You know what? You might as well all die.
Yes, I'm a criminal. I admit it. I apologize.
I don't care.
I'm not going down without a fight.
We were fighting, and you were dying.
Now this should be fun. Let's do this quickly, shall we?
Well, at least we're having fun. A knight's locket and a knight's note. She's absorbing mana from the dead people. Trap triggers. Oh yeah, we are not gonna get into that. Still, we're going to pick it up. Yeah, kind of. I need to check your equipment, Morrigan. Because I'm pretty sure I have something better maybe to give you. Like these Fade Striders. And maybe some gloves. And well, oh, you already have an amulet that's better. Well, I have this one that I can give you. Maybe just for now. You deserve something better, but I don't have it right now. Morrigan, how is your stuff doing? +1 magic. +2 spell power. I think you're going to use this one. Good. Come on.
Well, there it is. Lothering. Pretty as a painting.
Ah, so you have finally decided to rejoin us, have you? Falling on your blade in grief seemed like too much trouble, I take it.
Is my being upset so hard to understand? Have you never lost someone important to you? Just what would you do if your mother died?
Before or after I stopped laughing.
Right, very creepy. Forget I asked.
Well, what did you want to talk about, Alistair? Come on.
His navel, I suspect. He certainly has been contemplating it for long enough.
Oh, I get it. This is the part where we're shocked to discover how you've never had a friend your entire life.
I can be friendly when I desire to. Alas, desiring to be more intense does not make it so.
Anyway, I thought we should talk about where we intend to go first.
Well, you have some thoughts on that point, Alistair, don't you?
This should be good.
I think what Flemeth suggested is the best idea. These treaties, have you looked at them?
Well, yes, kind of.
There are three main groups that we have treaties for. The Dalish Elves, the Dwarves of Orzammar, and the Circle of Magi. I also still think that Arleman is our best bet for help. We might even want to go to him first.
Seriously, is there no other way to contact other Grey Wardens?
Short of leaving Farelden to seek them out, the only place to send word to would be Weishaupt Fortress. And that's thousands of miles away.
I mean, there's a blight and they're not coming. They must have heard some news. And why are you leaving it up to me? You're the senior here.
Well, I don't know where we should go. I'll do whatever you decide.
Now that is unsurprising.
Arleman is a good man, but I don't know for sure he's where we should go. I'm not going to fight about it.
You're so weak. Well, let's ask someone that knows what he's talking about. At least, what do you think we should do, Morrigan?
Go after your enemy directly. Find this man Loghain and kill him. The rest of this business with the treaties can then be done in safety.
Yes, he certainly wouldn't see that coming, and it's not like he has the advantage of an army and experience and...
I was asked for my opinion and I gave it. If your wish is to come up with reasons why something cannot be done, we will stand here until the Darkspawn are upon us.
Well, it would be nice to just go to Loghain, just like that, but... by the way, I don't think... I mean, you can see the cutscene, but Mira and Alistair and Morrigan don't see the cutscene. So, they are going... They don't know that they have an assassin after them. Assassins, maybe. And I don't think they know yet what happened with Loghain and Anora and at the Landsmith. So, yeah, what would they think? Honestly, I'm not sure any of this is a good idea.
I'm not sure I like any of it either, but we don't have a lot of choice in the matter.
Of course you have a choice. You could run and forget about it all. Let the Darkspawn do as they wish until other Grey Wardens come. If they come.
Yeah.
That's what you call a choice?
It may not be a good choice, but it's a choice nevertheless. We all choose our path, even when it seems there is only one direction we should go.
Exactly.
How enlightening. At any rate, I'll stay with you whatever you decide.
You're a little bit pathetic, just a little bit. Maybe we should start with Emon, just because Emon is probably... he's a lord or something, an Arl, so... he's probably the closest to Loghain. So if maybe we could speak to Loghain. I mean, Mira still thinks that she can speak to Loghain in some way or another. She's not as convinced as Alistair is that Loghain did something wrong, really. Well, let's go then.
Fair enough. Let's head into the village whenever you're ready.
Yeah, maybe we should really go to the tavern and... Well, the cutscene with the crow assassin that you saw just back there is a cutscene that's supposed to happen later in the game, but I have a mod that I forgot to uninstall that lets you have a companion, Zevran, before the actual time you get him in the vanilla game. I'm like to get Zevran first because I don't use much Liliana. I thought there was something glittery in here, but I was mistaken.